G'day, guys. Sorry, still trying to work out the kinks here a little bit. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much, Color. I really hope I said that right. Trying to work out how I had this yesterday. And my chat was over there. Oh. Hope everybody's having a good day. I'm a little bit nervous to do this. That's what I wanted to see. Sup, Fish? How's it going, man? All right, so I've got the raid here ready to go. Obviously, I can't show it on the screen, unfortunately. I wish that I could share it with you all, but I'm really excited to get in and watch this. All right. Well, I'm just gonna start the movie, I guess. If you guys, are you guys gonna watch along with me? You got your own copies there, or are you just gonna kind of hang out and chat for a little bit? All right, we got Ko's blessing. We're good to go. Let's do it. Oh, hey, Alicia, how you doing? I don't know if you're still there. Well, I'm excited to sit down and actually get to sit down today. It's been a crazy week. Oh. Of course, the cat's harassing you, Alicia. I wish I could do that many pull-ups. In the movie, he's doing like 5 pull-ups. Big plans for the weekend, anybody? That sounds nice, man. I'll be honest. Just chilling, that sounds fantastic. I've been doing like 7-day weeks for the last 7 or 8 weeks at the moment. It's been good though. Business has been doing well. Still making time to come and hang out with you guys and do the videos. Oh, Alicia, make sure you bring me some banana bread if it's gluten-free. What do you do for work, Cole? I think that the Superstore has some, Alicia, but I don't know what a good blend is for banana bread. I've never tried it before. I'd like to come and do this. Oh, dude, that's pretty cool. But I'd like to do the live streams a little bit more often. I just don't have an office. Oh. Did I drop out a little bit there? Oh, it sounds like I did. Oh, there I am. I'm back. It's kind of weird because I can hear myself talking. Actually, wait. There we go. Fix that. Let me know if I cut off again because I just muted myself. I'm excited to see more of Mad Dog in this movie. And is Joe Taslim in this one as well? He plays Jaka, isn't it? Isn't the character's name Jaka? I actually watched, I think, the scene between Jaka and Mad Dog in the kitchen. And but my audio didn't record, so I kind of lost the whole thing. That depends. Are you like martial arts actor or fighter or? Hey, Mark, welcome, buddy. I'm just watching the raid here on the other channel, on the other side of the screen here. I'm checking out the raid for the first time. I'm really excited. It is about 1:30 in the afternoon here. If we're talking actors, honestly, I've been really liking Iko Uwais, just because he's new to me, so it's still a lot of like novelty, I guess, because I haven't seen most of his stuff. Admittedly, I haven't really seen that much stuff. That's kind of why I started doing the reaction videos, so I would watch more. But other than that, probably of all time, probably has to be Jackie Chan, just because he's so much fun. I always end up laughing watching his stuff. It's just a great time. So it's at almost 10 o'clock. Wow, Mark. I would be in bed if it was that late. Oh, damn. Just got hit in the back of the head with a hammer. Yeah, I mean, honestly, like Iko and Yayan Ruhian and Joe Taslim are all brand new for me. Probably all-time favorite. Jet Li's definitely up there as well. Trying to think off the top of my head as well. I definitely liked what I saw of Scott Adkins. He's a new one for me. I really liked him. Ex Modus, how's it going, buddy? Welcome, welcome. Are any of you guys going to be watching or did watch the One Championship fights yesterday? I haven't watched them yet, but I'm going to watch them tonight. Are you guys fans? Do you watch those at all? Yeah, I've got a bunch on my watch list as well, Mark. I've been wanting to watch them, but I don't want to like ruin the reactions. I don't want to like watch them and then try to go back and like, oh yeah, pretend like I haven't seen them before. So I've got a bunch. But I guess UK Netflix is different to what we have here in Canada. So you probably have some really cool stuff over there. I heard, I haven't watched the fight yet, Mark, but I saw that Chatri um, put out a statement saying that there would be a immediate rematch between Superlek and Anahachi. So I haven't watched it yet, but I did hear about that. I've seen a couple of the highlights, like I know who won. Xmodus, if you want, One Championship on YouTube puts all of their events up for free, and they've got some of the best Muay Thai and kickboxers around, like in the world. And then they do have some MMA, but the MMA, the depth isn't quite there yet like it is with the UFC. There's definitely some talent for sure. Like those guys are amazing, but there's just not quite like the divisions aren't super deep as far as like the top fighters go, but still super impressive, really fun to watch. And they do it in a ring sometimes, which is really cool, kind of like the old Pride days. But they're really easy to get into. The commentators are awesome as well. They're really fun. And they do a really good job of explaining what's happening if you've never watched it. They're definitely my favorite fighting organization out of all of them. But I'm really excited to watch Rodtang and Kalilov. I always love watching Rodtang fight. All their stuff is free. It's awesome. There's of course ads, but like you never have to pay for an event. They stream them live, and I really like that they look after their fighters. They actually make it really hard for them to cut too much weight for fights. So the fighters are always in better health. They're in better condition when they do get into the ring, which is awesome. There's less injuries as well, less people pulling out of fights at the last second. If you want to see some crazy stuff, watch out Liam Harrison on One. He's super fun to watch. Definitely one of my favorite fighters is Liam Harrison. And then there's a UFC card this weekend too, isn't there? Rosenstruck and Cyril Gane. Oh, that sounds cool. Netflix has been really stepping up their like documentary game for sure. There's some crazy ones. I don't know if we have Age of Samurai here, but I'll look for it. They have lots of World War II stuff over here. They even have like, it was crazy. They have some of the old like training videos that they used to show in schools to help kids get ready for like potential nuclear attacks during World War II and stuff like that. So you can watch all the old public service announcements on what to do if you get bombed and stuff. It's wild. Oh, he's so much fun, Alicia. I'm hoping to do some more of his stuff this week. People have been asking for the Benny the Jet and Jackie Chan one from Wheels on Meals. Hey, Cryptic Minds. I don't know, pretty good. I'm having a good time. I've got Raid going on the screen, which obviously I can't show, but I'm watching that and chatting with you guys. So it's a pretty good Saturday afternoon. How about yours, buddy? Like I said, it's a little bit of a weird setup because I haven't got an office at the moment. I'm just sort of doing it at my front desk at the gym. And so it's not the most ideal setup, but it's doing okay. I am 11 minutes and 55 seconds into the movie. They are just trying to break 14 hours sleep. Dude, I'm jealous. Oh yeah, Scott Adkins would be a fun one for James Bond. Yeah, I was actually surprised the lighting here and everything else just turned out perfect. I tried it one day. I had a really long day here at the gym. I think I had 8 or 9 lessons I had to teach, and I had like an hour between them, and I wanted to just watch something. So I set up my phone on the tripod and did it, and it turned out that it's actually a really decent space. I am going to watch The Raid 2. Maybe not today, just because I have ADD when it comes to watching movies, and I have a really hard time sitting still, which is why this is perfect, because I can talk to you guys and watch the movie, so I don't feel the need to get up and like play with stuff and move around. So I am going to do The Raid 2, but probably not today. I'd like to make these live streams a little bit more of a regular thing when I have somewhere that's a little more set up to do them. What do you do for work, Cryptic, and customer service? And honestly, this little like lapel microphone here was like the best $17 ever. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that. I have a great time hanging out with you guys, and honestly, I learned so much from you guys down below in the comments. Yes, I've been wanting to check out Triple Threat. It's been on my Netflix list, and I've got like 3 or 4 scenes from that movie in my little folder on my laptop, like ready to go. So I'm definitely excited to check that one out. Anything with Tony Jaa. Like the second I saw Tony Jaa, I was like, yep, done. There we go. Got to do that. And then, of course, Iko Uwais, Scott Adkins, and Michael Jai White. But I didn't really know too much about Iko Uwais and Scott Adkins when I saw it on Netflix. I just saw Tony Jaa, and that enough got me excited, let alone the other guys as well. Yeah, I have Cryptic. My camera and stuff wasn't very good. Find a way to make them better, so that it doesn't look like garbage. I think I've got it set up where it's going to be a little bit better, and I'm going to try something hopefully this week, if I can sort of make the stars align, try and get something going on. I don't do katas, but I can show you guys like some basic like footwork drills, some basic kicking drills, some stuff like that. Donnie Yen. Yeah, I saw a scene with GJ Yanin in Never Back Down as well. That was pretty cool. Dude, yeah, gym's opening up in April. Like, I don't know what is happening here. They've given us nothing. Just one day. They just said we're not there yet, so we'll see. Luckily, I still get to run private lessons, so I still get to do like one-on-one sessions, but I have to wear a mask, which makes it kind of hard sometimes. But at least I get to teach still. But I do miss the group classes a lot. I'm really excited to be able to get them going again. Yeah, no worries, man. I'll do my best to get some out. Hopefully this week. I'm not going to promise it, just because the setup and stuff takes a lot, and I'm trying to grow my private lesson business. I'm trying to expand. I've got to move out of this space in the next month or two, so I'm desperately trying to find a place to move into to renovate as well. So stuff's just crazy busy right now. But I definitely do want to do that, because I asked that a while ago and people seemed really excited. I don't want to let you guys down. Yeah, she was in Chocolate as well, and I found a scene from Chocolate where they're in the dojo, but it was divided up into 2 different parts. So I took them both, edited them together into one, which is really hard to do without watching any of it. So for the Jija scene in that one there, so I'm just gonna do it and hope that it worked out well. And yeah, because I'm excited to see her, because she learned from Tony Jaa, didn't she? Or she kind of got into movies because of Tony Jaa. I forget exactly what the relationship is there, but from what I saw with her in Never Back Down, it was pretty cool. And how long you been training for? And thanks, Triptych. I appreciate it, man. I really do. This has been so much fun for me. I love hanging out with you guys and getting to read your comments and stuff like that. I have a good time with this. Originally, it was just an excuse to watch more martial arts movies. And now here we are doing a live stream and chatting. Thanks, Alicia. I appreciate it. No, I haven't tried that, Mark, but I have been told that my reactions are sometimes like commentary. And a couple people weren't very happy about that, which is probably one of my all-time favorite movies. Or Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury's a gypsy boxer. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear that, Cryptic. It's should definitely try and get back into it though. You know, if you feel like you're not like betraying, but you know, like letting down your instructor by learning from someone else, maybe try a different style, branch out, try something new. I will add it to the list, Cole. Cool. I'll add it to the list, bud. I will do what I can to find it. Oh, damn. If I know, a little bit, not a whole lot, but a little bit. Oh, we're at the hallway fight scene in Raid. For those of you guys that have seen the movie, we're at the hallway fight scene. Actually, someone sent me a video of a Salat like competition, and I was surprised how much it looked like what they do in the movies. Like it was crazy. It was like no wonder these guys are so incredible at doing fight scenes. That's literally how what their tournaments and competitions look like. I was kind of blown away by that. I remember when I was 17 and going for my black belt, my Shotokan black belt, we had to do a self-defense routine, which was sort of like a choreographed fight scene. And that was so much fun to do. I wish I remembered or had a video or something of it. It was me and one of my friends, and we tried to do as many jumping, spinning kicks as we possibly could in this routine, and I had a great time with it. And I would like to one day. There is a film school in Vancouver that does like fight scenes. They aren't open right now with everything going on, but when they do open, I want to go out there and go and do like the course for a day or two to help improve my understanding of what exactly is happening in the scenes, but also maybe to record a scene, because they do that as well. They'll help you like record a scene so that I can put it up here for you guys. There's also a Salat school in Vancouver, which I want to go and take a lesson at. I'm going to go see if I can do like a private lesson with one of their instructors as things reopen. Of course it is, mate. You're never, ever too old for martial arts. Ever. I mean, if you're 45 and you want to fight in the UFC, maybe it's a little bit late, but if you just want to learn, never. I have a lady who just started training with me. She's 68 years old, and she just started Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in September, and she's just never ever too late to start training. I highly recommend everybody start training. And one thing you'll hear from everybody, no matter when they started training, is they will all say, I wish I'd started earlier. Every single person. I started training in karate when I was like, I think 10 or 11. I was super overweight, unhealthy kid. I had some like undiagnosed medical stuff, was really, really sick. And I got into martial arts when I was 10, and it just changed my life entirely. Video Mo Travel? Oh, yeah. It changed my life entirely. And even I started at 10, and even I say like, man, I wish I'd started earlier. So yeah, man, honestly, definitely do it. If you're even considering it, doing it, that first step is always the hardest one. Like I've been doing this for 20-ish years now, different martial arts and stuff. And when I came in for my first Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu class, I was so nervous. I was so nervous, and I've been in martial arts for most of my life, and I was nervous. So it's a tough step, man. But more power to you if you take it. And 25, you're just a baby. 100%, man. 100%. Any age. Francis Ngannou didn't start training till he was like 28 or 29 and something like that, like some ridiculous, something like that, and he's fighting in the UFC. So it's never too late, man. We've got like 50-year-old guys that have been training, started training the same time as me. I started training jiu-jitsu when I was 24, and I got like 50-year-old guys that started with me, and they beat me up, man. They're tough. Yeah, right. Alicia trains with me as well. Here she started. I think it's like 2 years now, Alicia, isn't it? I think. I actually did. I started watching that podcast with Scott Adkins and Eco. I did start watching that podcast. I really do like Scott Adkins. Like, I liked his films, but watching some of his podcasts is when I was like, okay, I really like this guy. What style are you thinking about doing next, Modus? No, a friend of mine did a couple of lessons. He trained in a karate style called Zendo Kai, but they had a capoeira school that rented like their gym space a couple nights a week, and I watched a little bit of it, and he took a couple classes, but I could never go and do it just with my schedule and stuff. It would be cool. I'd love to try it. I don't have the flexibility for it. Hey man, that sounds awesome, definitely. And any kind of thing like that is going to help boost your confidence. I think so. When I first started, I was so scared of public speaking, terrified that my head would do this thing where it would do this every time I spoke. Like, so I'm like 14 doing a speech in front of my class, and my head is doing this the whole time. And so I was just like, everyone's laughing. It was awful. And now, since training, teaching things like that, now I teach classes with like 30 people, and the confidence is just huge from training and teaching. So I think it's definitely be a good thing for you, man. Honestly, Colt, not a massive expert on them. I think that I'm not a huge expert on like the difference between Hollywood and Hong Kong, for sure. I think that with Hong Kong, maybe they don't have quite the budget that the Hollywood movies do, so it lends some more authenticity because they can't get away with as much CGI. So the actors have to actually be able to do a whole lot more, so they tend to have a lot more background and stuff. And I think that it does show in stuff like The Raid, where the guys actually know what they're doing, as opposed to when you get someone like Chris Evans, who is amazing at his job. He did a great job as Captain America, but he had a lot of backup when it came to doing his stunts and his fights, right? Whereas these guys, like, they design their own fights, and it shows. And I am a terrible, terrible dancer. That's all I got. That's all I have. Sorry, guys, they're taking an axe. I'm watching The Raid on the other screen. They're taking an axe to the floor. I'm not exactly sure what they're looking for. I don't know if you guys have watched Muay Thai and you see when the guys have the shorts with like, it's kind of like a kilt or like the pleats on it that fly around. I I have a pair of shorts that have that, and I wanted them for years, and one of my students got them for me, and they're amazing. They're my favorite shorts, and they really like twirl around and float around whenever I'm doing kicks. Yeah, I have noticed that with some of the stuff, the like Hollywood stuff does tend to cut away from the action a lot more, whereas with these ones, they tend to focus on it and keep like nice wide shots so you can see everything. Again, not all the time, but just like as a generalization. Oh, axe to the shoulder. They don't make anything like this. Oh, god damn. If you guys have seen the movie, then, it's The Raid. You know what's going on. One dude just got an axe to the chest and then shot in the face. They really don't pull any punches with this. Dude, I've never seen anything like this. Like, I watched this and was like, wait, they can do this on film? What the hell? You know what, Mark? My dad would say the same thing about Australian dads. He fancies himself as a great dancer. He had 3 moves. He had wash your back, where you do this one. He had squeeze some lemons and 2 heavy buckets. And that was all he did when he danced, and he said it was the best. Yeah, The Raid's not on Netflix here in Canada either. So I ended up buying it so that I could watch it on here. But they have The Night Comes for Us on Netflix, which I'm pretty cool with. And they have another movie which someone told me about called Wira, W-I-R-A. I've only had like 1 or 2 people mention it. I'd never heard of it before. So if you guys know about it, let me know if it's something I should check out. Oh, dude, but Alicia. I thought you were telling me to stay away from The Night Comes for Us. I was like, I'm excited for that. Yeah, Alicia, don't do The Night Comes for Us. Don't do it. Actually, I almost made one of my students this morning faint. It was him and his brother, 2 younger kids that are like 11 and 13, and they were asking why they're not allowed to throw elbows in sparring because one of them faked an elbow. And I said, no faking elbows, no elbows in sparring, because if you make a mistake, you're gonna do some damage. Like, oh, really? Like even like light? So I showed him a photo of some cuts that you can get, and they're pretty gross kids. Thought they'd be okay with it, and I asked them like, are you okay? They said, yeah. So I showed them the photo of Wayne Parr. I don't know if you guys have seen Wayne Parr when he got cut here, and his doctor was making it talk like that. I showed them that photo, and the one kid had to like sit down. He was like, oh, I don't feel too good. So I felt kind of bad for him. But I mean, they learned their lesson. I did a little bit of Taekwondo when I was younger, like 8 or 9. I did it for maybe 6 months and then stopped. I think that Taekwondo is awesome, especially like because it helps build hip dexterity. I think it's amazing, especially for kids, because it helps build hip dexterity and hip strength, which is really, really hard to do when you're older. But it helps build that dexterity and the strength. And then you get guys like Raymond Daniels, who was like a Taekwondo guy, or Tan Lee, who's a Taekwondo guy, who then transferred into MMA, and they do amazing. And a friend of mine, actually one of our students, one of our blue belts, he is the judo coach for the local judo club and one of the head coaches for Judo BC. And he's legit. He's like 110 pounds, tiny little guy. Yeah, Wu Assassins I have on my list too there, Mark. Excited to check that one out. Exmodus, I've done a couple of jiu-jitsu tournaments, but again, with everything going the way that it is right now, we haven't had any tournaments for, over almost a year now. So I think my last tournament was like September or October or November something, 2019. Yeah, 2019, I think was my last jiu-jitsu tournament. I got submitted in like 40 seconds in my first match. but that was on me. It was my first time fighting at purple belt, and I just got nervous and got kimura'd. And then I had a second match in the open weight class, and I won my first match, and then I lost on points in my second match. But it was fun. I had a great time. I'm not a huge competitor. I do want to fight again when fights open up. I've been talking to one of my coaches about fighting when they have tournaments and fight nights back on. So would like to. I just need to start training hard again because I've been too lazy lately. If I do get a fight, I will make sure to film it and then show you guys, and that should be really fun. Hey, Pandemoniac, how you doing, buddy? Welcome. We're just hanging out. I'm watching the raid on the other screen and chilling out with you guys. The Warrior's on HBO, isn't it? I don't have HBO, unfortunately, but I will see what I can do. Oh, what else do we have? Man of Tai Chi. Someone recommended that one. Is that a good one? Is it Keanu Reeves? It is Keanu Reeves. So YouTube is recommending me a bunch of other movies now. Oh, Monster Hunter with Tony Jaa. Did anybody watch that one? I loved the games, but I didn't watch the movie though. Okay, apparently I misjudged it. I think that we're early last time. Looks like most of the police officers are dead. But I could be jumping the gun again. But this scene's pretty famous, hey? Lots of people asking me to do this one, and like I said, I did do it, but my microphone didn't pick up any audio. So then it was just like, well, that's a write-off. I can't watch it for the first time again. So I'm watching it now. What else is it? I've got Mile 22. The Raid 2, we'll have to do that one. Kiss of the Dragon. That's a good movie. Dread. Oh, Into the Sun. Is that Steven Seagal? Looks like it. We'll have to do some Steven Seagal on here. They Live, Ali Brawl. All right. Oh, Warrior with Tom Hardy. That's here on YouTube. I can watch that. No, I haven't heard of that one. An American remake of The Raid? With, oh, Frank Grillo. Is that Frank Grillo? Yeah. One of my old jiu-jitsu coaches' nicknames used to be Grillo, BJJ. So that's why I think whenever I see Frank Grillo, I just immediately think of him. He was a bit of a dick, though. I don't like him that much now. But not Frank Grillo, my old coach. He plays the Punisher, doesn't he? Or did play the Punisher? Okay, yeah, here we go. Hallway fight scene for sure. We got Iko Uwais with a baton and a knife beating the crap out of some people. God damn, man, these movies are so brutal. Oh, John Bernthal. Have there been a couple people who play the Punisher in like the older movies as well? Oh. Oh, Hunter x Hunter or Monster Hunter X Modus? Because I watched Hunter x Hunter. I watched most of it. I watched most of Hunter x Hunter, and then Hello, could you greet my friend Leonid Tsunani? Hi, Leonid Tsunani. I hope I said that right. Yeah, Hunter x Hunter or Monster Hunter X Modus, because I did watch, like I said, I did watch most of Hunter x Hunter, and then my Crunchyroll subscription expired, and I just haven't renewed it yet. I didn't know Tom Hardy got his blue belt. There's a lot of celebrities that do BJJ now. Ashton Kutcher's got his blue belt as well. My favorite is Ed O'Neill. Al Bundy or Jay from Modern Family is a black belt, which is really cool. I love watching these fight scenes with Eco, man. What guild, X Modus? Do you play WoW or anything? Is that what it is? Oh, okay. Monster Hunter. I heard it was okay. I heard that the movie Monster Hunter was okay. Apparently the sword was a bit too big for Tony Jaa, and he had a hard time with it. I haven't seen all of District 13, no. I've seen a little bit, but a friend of mine has been really asking me to do that one. That and Rush Hour 2. My fiance asked me to do Rush Hour 2, so I might have to do some of that. Yes, Guy Ritchie is a Henzo black belt. That's right. Super interesting guy. I love listening to him whenever he's on the JRE podcast. Thoughts on Steven Seagal? I really like that front kick that he taught Anderson Silva, that he used to knock out Vitor Belfort. I don't know what the little dots over the O's. I don't know how that changes the word. Does he do MMA or Muay Thai? Let me have a look here. Mike Moller. I got a Canadian ice hockey player, Mike Moller. Let's pause the movie for a sec. Oh, he's on IMDb. Let's see. Oh, cool. He works with Donnie Yen. 2003 Taurus World Stunt Award in the Best Fight category for the movie Half Past Dead. No, I'll have to definitely look for that one, though. No, man, I've never heard of this guy. I'll definitely have to check him out. He's got some really good credentials. I haven't seen Oldboy, but I have seen the hallway scene, and I've seen one other part from it as well. Jiu-jitsu instructor here, Sean, it's his favorite movie of all time, Oldboy. So he's been telling me to watch it for a long time now. And maybe I'll do it like on stream or something one day, kind of like I am now, chatting with you guys and watching the raid. Yeah, I've heard it's incredible, and I've seen a couple of fights from it. I haven't actually sat down and watched the documentary Vocator, but yeah, that's about Nong Rose, right? Nong Rose? That's her name, isn't it? I just typed in beautiful fighter, and all I'm getting is like top 10 lists of the UFC's hottest fighters. The beautiful fighter, Muay Thai. Beautiful boxer. Yeah, Nong Toom. There it is. Nong Toom. Yeah, I haven't watched that documentary, but I know a little bit about that story. I think I've seen that on like the US Amazon Prime, but not on Netflix. There used to be a show called, is that the one where the two guys travel around the world and like learn different styles? Is that them? No, man, like I said, I have barely watched, like I have really bad ADD when it comes to watching movies. I have a super hard time watching movies, so I have not seen many of them. That's why like I started this channel just to like make myself sit down and watch more of them because I love watching them. I just never actually make time to do it. I think I've seen the original Mortal Kombat like years ago, like years ago. But I don't really remember, to be honest. But that's definitely one that I want to revisit as well. There's just so many movies, and there's so many good ones. Oh, okay. No, maybe I'm thinking of a different series. Mark. Have I encountered sham martial arts instructors and dojos? Not like you would see on like a YouTube highlights list. Not like that. I haven't seen them like that. But there is apparently a no-touch school in my area here. There is apparently a no-touch martial arts school here. I haven't gone to check it out yet, but apparently one of the students that trained with us here for a little bit goes there. So I haven't gone there and checked it out yet, but there are a couple places that I've gone to where they've talked about their ability to defend themselves. And the second anyone does that, the second a gym starts talking about these are the techniques you use to defend yourself on the street, and this is how we do it, I just kind of immediately get a little bit tentative with them, just from experience, because most of the places that I've walked into that do that, I've only ever been in one fight. I've been in one fight outside of training, and it was the scariest experience in my life. I was okay. Luckily, there was like 6 of the other guys and like 4 of me and my friends, and they just wanted to fight. I was okay. My other friend was okay. One of our friends got a little bit hurt, but the other friend he wasn't a fighter. He got hit in the head and then kicked in the head while he was on the ground. So that was like the scariest thing ever. And ever since then, like just how fast everything happened, what you need to do has to be simple. And so I think that any school that says like, oh, grab the wrist, turn, do this, do that, like, yes, it's possible, but I just think it's way more complicated than it needs to be. They can be really interesting to listen to though, man. Some of their points of view and their ideas can get pretty outlandish. So I went on a bit of a tangent there, I know. Sorry, kind of got away from the question. I don't like to call other martial arts instructors shams. I try not to. Yeah, I've heard a little bit about Street Beefs. I haven't watched their stuff though. They always come up on my recommended now after watching all the movies, but I haven't actually sat down and watched them yet. I used to watch some of the Kimbo Slice ones from back in the day though, the backyard boxing stuff he did. I remember one video with Kimbo Slice. He was fighting some little white guy, and at the end of it, like the white guy's like eyeball was hanging out of his face, and they were just like hugging at the end. Can they actually fight, or are they just like most people fighting on the street where they just don't know anything about fighting? Oh. Yeah, I've never run into a straight up McDojo. I have never run into a straight up McDojo. Luckily, they tend to be pretty recognizable and they're pretty easy to like avoid if you can, for the most part. It's not gross, Alicia. It's not. It's just not at all jujitsu. It's about aliens coming to Earth. It's kind of like a cheap Mortal Kombat almost. But I feel like Nicolas Cage has made so much money that he just doesn't care what he does anymore. Yeah, Ex Modus, that's like, honestly, man, one of the best things is just get in if you can, pin them down, stay out of trouble, don't let them throw any punches. The only time that that's dangerous is when there's like obviously more than one person, which happens a lot these days, which is why I never ever advocate ever getting into a fight. If there's a fight happening, just steer clear because you never know what the other person has on them or who they're or what their friends are or what they're doing. Thoughts on cross-gender professional martial arts tournaments? I mean, I guess it depends on how they do it. Really, I mean, you've got fighters like Gabby Garcia, who, I mean, if you put her against a man her size, I don't know. It depends on the guy you put them with. I was having this conversation with someone a little while ago about Joe Rogan. Again, Joe Rogan brought it up. Of course, the martial arts instructor listens to Joe Rogan. They were talking about doing weight classes and also based on your testosterone levels. So you get like a feminine guy and a masculine woman, they might have similar testosterone and having them fight if that's the way they wanted to go. You know, but I mean, just this weekend, Gabby Garcia fought at the Who's Number One and lost to, or Mackenzie Dern beat Gabby Garcia, and she's way smaller. So like, in the raid, he just threw the guy off the balcony, off the stairs, and he landed on the railing on the other side on his back and broke his back. If you guys have seen the movie, I'm sure that you know the scene. If not, that's why I cringed a little bit. Nicolas Cage is doing like a Five Nights at Freddy's movie. I can't remember what it's called, but definitely go check out the trailer. It looks incredible. I'll see if I can find it. I'm going to pause the movie and see if I can find it real quick. Nicolas Cage, IMDb. Let's see. Hopefully I'm still in the frame. I can't see myself. Out for Justice. I'll check that out, man. Steven Seagal, Out for Justice. Willy's Wonderland is the Nicolas Cage movie. For those of you guys that want a good laugh. There you go. Boom. I'll have to check that one out. I remember when I was younger, again, when I was like 16, one of my friends, he was a bit older than me, and he had a ton of Rutger Hauer, Dolph Lundgren, and Steven Seagal movies, and I would go over there every couple of weeks and watch a bunch of them. I had no idea about that, man. I had no idea that he got embezzled. That's insane. That happened to the guy who wrote Fight Club as well. I can't remember his name right now. Alicia doesn't do very well with blood, Ex Modus. So the bloodiness of the Mortal Kombat trailer was what got her. But it's been a long time since I've watched Steven Seagal. It's been a long time. The guy used to be super legit for sure. I think it was Rutger Hauer in Blind Fury, where he's like a blind samurai and he cuts the watermelon in the air with his eyes closed. That was really cool. And what impresses me about this is how, because I'm like, I'm watching the raid for you guys, how mobile Iko Uwais is while wearing the full tactical gear. Like that's, even if it's prop stuff, that's not light gear, that's heavy stuff. I do love the Steven Seagal memes where it's like, you see that front kick he threw? I taught him that. I still get a kick out of those ones. Actually, you know who hasn't been mentioned much in the comments and stuff, which has really surprised me, is Jean-Claude Van Damme. All right, cool. Good chatting with you, buddy. Have a great night, man. Hey, he just, remember in the raid when they kick the door and then there's that little jagged bit and he pulls the guy's head onto the door frame? They just did that part. So this is the hallway fight. It's about to be Jaka versus Mad Dog. So I'm excited for this one. But you have a great night, man. Samurai Cop sounds incredible. I've never heard of it. Oh, I didn't know. I just thought like with the Kevlar and stuff, it would just be really, really heavy and maybe a little bit awkward. 100%, man. I used to love Jean-Claude Van Damme. Kung Fury sounds really familiar. Of course I do, man. I've got a folder with like, I think it's up to like 70 or 80 videos or something in it now. With just waiting to get to. I'm trying to do it like 3 a week. I'm getting better at being more regular, I think. I'm trying to. They've definitely, Kung Fury has got the best bad guy name ever, the Kung Fuhrer, which is hilarious and super creative. I'm definitely going to have to check that one out. I think I saw it on Netflix when it came out, but I never actually watched it. Is it like an action movie, Mark, or is it just Van Damme breakdancing? Kickboxer, fantastic movie. Bloodsport, great movie. No Retreat, No Surrender, great movie. Which one? Winter Soldier no, that was GSP who showed up in Winter Soldier, wasn't it? Or was it crap. Now I'm like, just ruined the whole thing. My bad. Was it GSP who showed up in Winter Soldier, or was it? Oh, Kung Fury is? Oh, it came up on Netflix. I remember seeing like the logo because it's like the 80s like video game style logo. I remember seeing that on Netflix a few years ago. Yeah, I haven't seen those ones, Vocator, but I'd like to. Gina Carano, GSP, Jean-Claude Van Damme, Alain Moussi, and is that Dave Bautista? Oh, it is Dave Bautista. My mum bought me that movie on DVD when we first got a DVD player. She bought me No Retreat, No Surrender. Yeah, I will, man. Someone else mentioned that one before. Was it someone else, or was that you as well, Machete? I will try and do that one this week. I have a couple. I have to do Rush Hour 2 because I promised my fiance like 3 weeks ago that I'd do it. And so now I have to do it, which I'm excited to do it, but yeah. Like Gymkhana, like Ken Block, Gymkhana, like the car, the drifting stuff. Okay, I will make sure that I add Out for Justice to the list. I'm going to write it down right now. Out for Justice bar fight. There we go. Okay, there we go. Get Out for Justice. Yeah, I do remember that one. Not super well. A friend of mine just watched it again recently and kind of reminded me of it. That movie, if I remember, makes like no sense. It's like the American karate team goes to fight a taekwondo team in a taekwondo tournament, but they're karate guys. I feel like I'm gonna have to rewatch The Raid because I'm having too much fun just like reading the messages and chatting with you guys. This is what I do though. I've got a great movie here, and then I just ignore it and do everything else. That's awesome, man. I'm glad you and your dad have that memory together, Machete. That's really cool. All right, Vokator, you have a great night, man. Get a good sleep, hey? And like I said, I'd love to do this again more regularly when I have more of a permanent setup and don't have to like spend 40 minutes fiddling around and getting stuff set up every time. It was fun hanging with you, man. Jim Carter. No, I'll look any particular scenes from that one, Motorcycle US, or just like the whole thing in general. Man, Mad Dog is such a savage in this movie. Such a badass. Me and my fiance really love James Bond movies. Oh, that's really cool. Gets attacked by a whole village, so finds a pommel horse. That's super creative. I'm gonna have to check that out. But we're big James Bond fans, and we bought like the James Bond box set and kind of started working our way through it. Didn't get too far into it, but I've seen most of them anyway. And what I forgot was in the like original scenes, they never had any music for the fights, and it was really jarring to kind of go back and check it out and just have that like stark silence, just the sound effects of the punches landing. And I thought it really added a whole lot, to the scene because you weren't being distracted. There wasn't music to tell you how to feel during the scene. It was just straight up, this is what's happening. You get to feel how you want to feel. Yeah, he did a great job in John Wick 3 too. And honestly, man, like Keanu Reeves is such an impressive guy. He does so well with the fight scenes and the stunts. He's a jiu-jitsu blue or purple belts. One of them. They have their butts on show? What? I'm lost. I haven't seen the third one, but I saw the first two. And honestly, after having a dog, I totally understand John Wick's whole story arc in that first movie. If anything ever happened to my dog, I would definitely go full John Wick on them. Thanks there, Dorian. I've had so many people ask about this thing, and I did try to see if there was anywhere else to buy it, but it looks like it's sold out. A friend of mine picked it up from me from EB Games here, but it looks like they're all sold out. Did you get any of you guys manage to get a PS5? Machete, I'd be surprised if I lasted even 5 minutes, man. Those are some pretty high energy moves. Oh, X-Modus, I just finished watching Kengan Ashura and the fight with Agito Kano and what's his name? The king of MMA. I actually have it saved. I would love to redo that scene. I thought that whole anime was so good. I really loved how you could tell the different fights. Obviously, they have like the anime fights with the guy that uses his hair and stuff like that. But like the jiu-jitsu was legit, the Muay Thai was legit, the Lethwei was legit. Like it was the Kyokushin guy was like legit Kyokushin. Like it was awesome. They did such a good job of that. I held off on watching it for ages because of the animation style I just wasn't sure on. And then I watched it, and I think I binged the whole thing in like a week, which is crazy for me. It took me 6 months to watch Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood, which is like 60 episodes. Oh, I think my internet just dropped for a second. I just lost a bunch of you guys. Yeah, motorcycle, I do agree with that. There are a lot of scenes that sometimes get a little bit too carried away with the fancy stuff, and I would really like to see some more brutal stuff. Oh, there we go. Sorry, my internet was just being a little funky. Yeah, sometimes they get a bit carried away with being fancy. And if you know of any good fight scenes, there was one with Tom Cruise, I think Jack Reacher, where he fights a couple guys in the bar and he takes them outside. And it's exactly like what would happen in a real fight. Like it's because once I knock out that guy, then I have to take out one more, then the rest of you guys run away. Like, and it was like super realistic, really fast, really gritty. Dorian, of course, she is the goodest girl. She's just over 2 years old. She's a Japanese Akita. Maybe I will put up a photo of her on a post later on so that you can all see her. Her name is Luna. Oh, Gladiator. Great movie. So good. All right, Mark, you have a great night, buddy. Thanks for hanging out. It was really fun. Oh, Mad Dog just broke Chaka's neck. Yeah, Alicia's met Luna. She was actually here right before the stream, so there is dog hair everywhere right now. Sifu, S-I-F-U. What's that X-Modus? I haven't heard of that one. S-I-F-U, PS5. Sifu. Ooh, I'm gonna have to check that out. Was that just announced at like the State of Play? Because I haven't watched anything from State of Play yet, other than some of the Final Fantasy VII stuff. Which, huge Final Fantasy fan. If any of you guys are Final Fantasy fans, let me know. I love those games. I've never seen Braveheart, Pandemoniac. I've never seen it. I know. Like I say, I'm seriously lacking in watching movies. It's always been a movie that's on my list, and it was on Netflix for ages, and I was like, oh, I would like to watch that. But I don't think I'm in the mood for that right now, and then I would just skip past it, and then that was forever. It just happened forever and ever. No, I haven't seen that one. Motorcycle. I didn't even know Cuba Gooding Jr. was in like a Gladiator movie. I've only seen the one with Mel Gibson. That sounds really cool, Machete. Is it kind of like? I really liked the look of Absolver. It's an older game now. But like you picked like a martial arts style and you kind of built your combos and techniques around that. When you get a PS5 X-Modus, maybe even wait till you get that for the remake, because they're adding a bunch of extra stuff. Like Yuffie is coming in to the remake, the deluxe edition on the PS5, which by then it'll be way cheaper because Square Enix does drop the price of their games pretty well. Yeah, of course I will, Kokutan. I'm gonna just leave the whole thing up. You're more than welcome to go check it out then, but welcome now. You know, I'm still going to be here for another half hour, 45 minutes or so. My movie, The Raid, still has about a half hour, 40 minutes left. But I was a little bit nervous to do this because going live on the internet, it's like, ooh, it's terrifying. But you know, you guys have been awesome, making me feel really, really welcome. So thanks so much for coming to hang out. The first video I did, it took me probably an hour and a half to film the first 20 seconds of the intro, because I kept on just being like, didn't like that, didn't like that, or like the camera would go on and I just stare at the camera for like 3 minutes and not be able to say anything. It was really, really scary. It took I still get it sometimes when the camera goes on. I just stare at it and go, I don't know what to say. So I think I'm getting a little bit better at it, I think. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more and getting better and better at this. I was lucky enough. I actually got to. I actually managed to somehow get a PS5 pre-order. Somehow managed to get one. I'm not sure how I got lucky enough to get it, but honestly, like it is cool. It is great, and like the loading times and stuff are really good. But there's only like one game on it that you can't play on PS4. Although now I think Call of Duty Black Cold War is too big to work on the regular PS4 now, because they just did like 100 gig update. Yeah, I've never been able to like jump on it first, and when it first come out, and I just wanted to be good, but because so many people can't get PS5s, like there's just no one playing, right? And there's nothing out that you can't really play on PS4. I am excited for Ratchet and Clank. That just got announced. Oh man, the end of the raid with that scene between Iko and Yayan Ruhian and I always think I'm saying it wrong. Sisepari Framan, I think his name is. I hope I didn't say that too badly. But yeah, that's such a crazy scene, man. I tried to get into playing Absolver, but I have to, if I'm playing online, I have to win. And I don't have the time to get better at it. So playing online against other people just stresses me out. And so I can't do it. I'll be up till like 4 a.m. going, I just have to get a win. I just have to get a win. And then I'm so bad that I can't beat anybody. And I just Googled Jason X, and because I was trying to see if I'd seen it, because I've seen 1 or 2 of the Jason movies. He looks nothing like what I remembered him looking like. The big like silver mask and stuff, like Uber Jason. Is he supposed to be Jason Voorhees? Dude, I wasn't expecting to be so hyped up after watching the Mortal Kombat trailer. I wasn't expecting. I'm not big into Mortal Kombat just because I suck at fighting games. I'm I wasn't expecting to be that hyped up, but man, I'm so pumped for it. And I think that MMA could definitely add some interesting stuff. I hope that they do keep him as like an MMA guy. It'll be interesting to see kind of what they do with that character, because it is such a broad thing when you say MMA. And I mean, if you get to use a gun like Sonya Blade, she uses a gun, right, in the game? Or Terminator as well. I watch some like video game like fighting tournaments. I love watching like high level players like Sonic Fox play Mortal Kombat and Injustice and like Dragon Ball Fighters. Dragon Ball Fighters I tried to get good at. I tried to get good at Dragon Ball Fighters, but I don't have the patience for like the training mode. But yeah, I think like anything to keep distance. If you can keep someone away, a ranged weapon definitely is good. Oh yeah, I forgot Rambo was even in it. If I had a choice between them, if I had to pick between a ranged weapon or a melee weapon, and I had to fight the other person, they got the other one, I would probably pick ranged versus melee. Depends how close they are, though. You know, if they're like 5 feet away, then maybe the melee one. But I'm really, really excited to see where they go with it. It looks good. I'm glad it's an R-rated. Yeah, seeing Joe Taslim and Hiroyuki Sanada is going to be awesome. Okay, I'll do that, Machete. I'll go check him out. I'm always looking for new videos, like I said. So you guys are definitely more experts on this than I am. I just sit here and just watch what you guys tell me to watch, and I have a great time doing it. So I will defer to all of your expertise on what I should watch. I think when you have a franchise like Mortal Kombat that has such like a dedicated fan base, you need to find a director who's also passionate about it. You can't just get like someone, say like Michael Bay, right? Someone who maybe doesn't care about there's a dedicated fan base like that. All martial arts, all video game movies, I think you need a director who is a huge fan of it. I haven't seen a YouTuber name. I haven't seen Desk. I haven't seen him, but I've watched like Daigo. I've watched some of his stuff. I've watched Justin Wong, JM Crofts. If you guys like Dragon Ball Fighters and like fighting game content, like I said, I don't play fighting games because I'm too bad at them. But JM Crofts is an awesome YouTube channel. He does all sorts of like Marvel vs. Capcom 2 stuff. He does Dragon Ball Fighters. He does like the Guilty Gear Strive that just the beta that was just up. And he also does like this thing like fighting game Jeopardy, which is really cool. Definitely, he's one of my favorite like fighting game content creators. Him and Dotto Doya. If you guys like Dragon Ball Fighters or fighting games, he's super fun. Yeah, I haven't watched the King Kong versus Godzilla trailer. Maybe I'll have to give that one a look at. Man, if you can get good with Dan in Street Fighter, you can be good with anybody. I think I'd almost rather see Rocky fight an alien. That's kind of what the Jiu-Jitsu movie is going to end up being. It's just Nicolas Cage fighting an alien. So these headphones are a little bit tight on my ears. I had to take one off. Hopefully it doesn't look too weird. Like Sub-Zero style throat rip, just oh, he does the spine rip, doesn't he? The only fighting game I haven't really got into was Tekken. I played Tekken like 2 and 3 religiously as a kid, but then I just stopped. I've always wanted to get good at a fighting game, but No dice. Although that's I started watching that again the other day. It just came up on my Amazon Prime. I was like, oh, buddy, Street Fighter, hell's yeah, let's do it. Oh, this is the fight in the drug lab in the raid. This is one I hadn't seen, but lots of people were telling me about. The amount of knives that Iko takes away from people and then uses on them in this movie is insane. I think he's done it like 4 or 5 times. Comes in unarmed, takes a knife away, then kills the guy with it. Oh, that was sick. Take the knife, spin underneath, bring the knife behind, and then slit the guy's throat while you're facing the other way. Who's the old guy with the white hair in this movie? There's a Matrix 4? I've never heard of it. Oh, that neck break was savage. Wait, he has a bulldog? Like, he legit has a bulldog that he uses to fight with? Okay, I wasn't sure. The actor looked kind of familiar for a second, but the actor that he looked familiar to wouldn't wouldn't do this kind of movie. The actor that I was thinking of. So that's why I was just kind of like, what? Who is he? Who is this guy? I love how even the henchmen in this movie are expert martial artists. That was sick. Yeah, hasn't that guy, the actor played Baseball Batman, and then he was in Headshot, and then he was in this one, and every single time, Iko Uwais, who know what they're doing and you like to work with, like sometimes it's not even about ability, it's about the rapport that you have with that person, and ability to work together, right, and kind of know each other's styles, that makes or breaks a scene. Oh, they're about to go into the last, I think it's the last fight scene with Yayan, Iko, and Iko's brother, Sisep. I think it's Sisep, right? The actor? Arif Rahman, I think, is the actor. Again, not from like a choreography perspective, but sometimes when you get to spar with like the same people over and over again, you kind of learn each other's moves and you learn how each other move, and it actually leads to some really fun rounds in jiu-jitsu or the Muay Thai when it comes to sparring. When you're fighting someone new, it can be really, really hard and awkward. So even if they're really, really good, it can be really awkward sometimes. When I used to play as, when I played Tekken, I think Tekken 3 or 4 was the last one I played. Maybe 3. I think Tekken 3 was like the last one on PS1. And then whatever the first one on PS2 was, I think was the last one that I played. I played as Bruce. I think it was Bruce. All I remember is in his like end game clip, he ripped the top off of a tank and then threw it, and I thought that was the coolest thing ever. So I had to learn to play as him. Plus, he did Muay Thai through knees and elbows. Although now they have like a strict Muay Thai fighter, right? This fight is so good. I might have to rewatch this movie, man. Again. The answer to Mad Dog has been showing up in a lot of my recommended videos on this channel just because we've been watching so much of him, and he came up in a commercial for like a bag of chips, like a bag of potato chips or something. And I ended up watching the whole 9-minute commercial just because it had him in it. Nothing to do with martial arts. But it was great. Well, a motorcycle, just look at Roy Nelson, right? Big country himself. Huge guy, doesn't look like he's in shape, but crazy good fighter. Out-grappled Josh Barnett. That's the only thing. Fakumran, 7'5". I don't know if there's ever been a Thai who's 7'5". I mean, they don't even give belts in Lumpini and Rajadamnern Stadium for over 154 pounds. Actually, there's a really cool one. Some guy did it. So I'm going to pause this and try and find the video. It's YouTube. One of those like homemade martial arts scenes. And it was so well done. Of course, it's really hard to find. Maybe they did Shotokan. Yeah, this is the one. This is the one that I watched recently. It's a couple guys. They did a few. These guys, they do Shotokan karate, which is what I got my black belt in originally, and really, really well done video. Super well done video. Yeah, just access, so much access to it. It's crazy. I watched a few of the previs fights for this actually, and there's another guy on YouTube. I forget the name of his channel. Used to watch a lot of him back in the day, and then kind of just rediscovered him again. And he does a lot of like special effects for movies, and they did lots of previs stuff for fight scenes. Asian guy, I can't remember his name, but really, really cool. Did like a fight scene with an umbrella and did the previs, and then showed you what it looked like in the end. This fight's wild, man. That name rings a bell, Machete. I'm not 100% sure if that's him. It could well be, though. It could well be. I can't really remember what his name is, but He's been around for a long time, I think. I don't know if he does only specifically martial arts stuff, but I've seen him do like fights with guns and stuff too. But he does a lot of special effects. I mean, the only way to find out motorcycles is to go in and train, go in and give it a go and see what you think. Doesn't hurt to go in and try. Really had any exposure to or like any experience with, there's nowhere here that does it at all. Like I said, we have a Sistema school, but it's like the no-touch stuff. Oh, that's okay, man. I'm just gonna put the video up live after this, unedited. So I'm just gonna toss it out there. I've been watching the movie, but mainly just chatting. So, but welcome, bud. You made it. There's still like, 15, 20 minutes left. Come in, hang out, have a chat. I haven't really been reacting to the movie too much. Just it's just been on in the background, and I've been chilling and chatting. This has been really fun, though, guys. I would like to do more judo. That's what I would like to learn more of. I would like to learn some judo. But I've heard that Krav Maga is, like, when it's done right, is super legit. Oh, man, I didn't even know that Matrix 4 had been announced. It was announced like 2 years ago? I had no clue. Is it still like Keanu Reeves and stuff doing it? Oh, that'll be good. Honestly, Machete, like I said, I've not had any experience with it, but I have heard that when it's done right, Krav Maga is super legit for self-defense. Most of my experience is with sport martial arts. I've done Shotokan karate for a long time. I did Kyokushin karate for a long time, and I've done Muay Thai. Sport orientated as opposed to like self-defense focused stuff. What would you like to know about Dutch kickboxing? It's a super brutal style. Lots and lots of boxing to set up low kicks. Bazooka Joe Valtellini is one of my favorite Dutch kickboxers. And actually, for those of you fight fans, Nicky Holskin just announced his fight with Wayne Parr, which is going to be amazing. I used to train at Wayne Parr's gym when I was like 17. I don't think it's a good fight for Wayne. I don't think it's a good fight. I know he wants that 100th win, but I just don't know if he's going to be able to get it against Nicky Holskin, man. The kid's too young and too good. But honestly, man, Dutch kickboxing, such a great style. It's so much fun to watch. It's really fun to do, too. If you're looking for, like, top Dutch guys at the moment, like Rico Verhoeven, Gokhan Saki, Robin van Roosmalen, Sittachai, Sitsong Pinong does really, really well in Glory. Glory does Dutch kickboxing, but even like one championship has kickboxing in it as well. Giorgio Petrosian is probably the greatest of all time. And he actually fought today. Really, really similar. So kickboxing and Muay Thai are similar, but the rule set are different. How they score is different, so it adds different focus and different emphasis on what they do. For Dutch kickboxing, it's more of a traditional like 9-10 style point system. So you get scored on like punches landed, kicks landed, things like that. You can't catch kicks. The clinch is really limited. You can't throw elbows. American kickboxing, you couldn't kick below the waist. I don't know if they've changed that now where it's only body kicks. Yeah, so they use the hands to like get your focus up top and then chop the legs. Ernesto Hoost is, I keep saying these are my favorite fighters. Ernesto Hoost is legit one of my favorites. He used to do this combination. They called it the perfect combo, and he was named Mr. Perfect. He'd go jab, kind of like an overhand right, left hook to the liver, and then a right kick to the leg. And because he changes levels, he comes with that overhand to kind of get onto your left leg or your front leg, which means that then, because your weight's on it, you can't lift it up to check the kick, which opens you up for that huge low kick. And if you ever watch Ernesto Hoost highlights, you'll see just savage low kicks. But he was so good at it as well. Like, he'd go to the liver, and if they covered up, it opens up the uppercut. So he'd come here and uppercut, hook back high again, get the weight onto that leg, kick low. Or if you like tucked in really tight, he'd go body, hook back up high to the top to knock your weight back onto this leg to kick you on that leg. So he'd just constantly be setting you up. Whereas with Muay Thai, you can catch kicks. The clinch is obviously a lot more involved. Elbows. And the scoring is a little bit different. So the scoring in Muay Thai, they kind of score it throughout the whole fight as opposed to rounds. And so what it is like you both start even. And then say we have a little combination kind of thing, right? Maybe I hit you with a good kick and you don't answer back. I'll kind of like go up a little bit in the score as opposed to you. And they score it on like perceived damage. So kicks, knees, elbows score way higher than punches because they do more damage. So in the score, that's why like Muay Thai guys, they still have good hands, but they focus more on the kicks, especially stadium Muay Thai. Like if you watch one championship, they still do it 9-10 scoring a lot of the time. So you'll get like Muay Thai fighters with really good hands, especially with the 4-ounce gloves because you can't shell up. And they'll be throwing a lot more punches. Also, it's a 3-round fight, so it starts off like action right away. Whereas you watch traditional stadium Muay Thai, they have like 5 rounds. And the first 2 rounds are always like a feeling out period. They're kind of just playing. No one's hurt yet. No one's slowing down. So generally the first 2 rounds are draws, generally. And then the 3rd round, the action picks up. 4th round, like, one person starting to win, starting to take the lead. One person showing the signs of being hurt, damage, slowing down. And then in the 5th round, generally what will happen is the guy who's in the lead will back off and he'll just run away for the whole last round and be like, okay, yep, cool, stay away. It's my fight. You have to come and take it from me. Whereas in the West, we're winning. We want to finish it, right? They don't. They just like, okay, yep, cool. You have to come and take the fight from me. Come take it. And they'll just back off. And then like when you've got 300 fights, a loss is not a big deal. And also they both have to fight next week. So like why go to war just to try and get that extra win? So it's super, super respectful, super interesting. Oh, dude, that's really cool that you've done Wing Chun and Pencak Silat. That's really cool. Yeah, like the Krabi Krabong, which was like the dual sword style that Muay Thai kind of descended from, which was the one that's made for war, and then the Muay Baran, which is the, like, if you lose your swords, how to fight barehanded against someone who still has their weapons. Yeah, like I said, my experience with Pencak Silat is what I've seen here and the little bit of reading and stuff that I've done on the side. So not a huge expert. Like I said, I want to go and learn more of it because I think it's super, super interesting. Oh, there we go. The movie just finished. So I've now seen The Raid, guys. I've now seen The Raid. Yeah, Akhtar, that's awesome, man. Like, I'm kind of jealous that you've gotten to do Wing Chun and Silat. I definitely would like to try both of those styles one day. Both of them have huge histories and are very, very important to the world of martial arts. I love Dutch kickboxing. It's just a violent sport, and I love it. It's so much fun. I'm not an angry person, I promise. But, you know, it can be tough to find a decent kickboxing school because unfortunately a lot of places move into like cardio kickboxing now, which is a bit of a shame. which does detract from the idea of kickboxing sometimes. But yeah, if you find a good like Dutch kickboxing school, man, those guys are legit, and it's a great time. It's very simple for the most part. You know, you've got jab, cross, hooks, uppercuts, round kicks, push kicks, knees. As that's your basics basically, and then everything else is just a variation on those, depending on what your partner's doing, or you know, like you turn a hook into a body shot or something. So there's not a huge amount of different techniques. There's just so many variations of the techniques depending on the situation that you find yourself in, and that's where the complicated and that's where the fun part comes in. That's where like you get to get creative with what you're doing, as opposed to just really fun. Well, guys, as always, thank you so much for recommending me to watch The Raid. I had a great time watching that one. I might have to watch it again because I definitely spent a lot of time talking over what they were saying and stuff, but I did try to pay attention at least for the fights. Yeah, that sounds like a smart idea, Machete. A humble attitude will take you a long way. Actor, it'll take you a long way, buddy. I've been doing this, like I said, I've been doing martial arts for almost 20 years, and I still say I'm a beginner because you're always learning new things. Always. The second you stop learning, like, that's it. Like, just give up. But everyone always has things to teach you. Then, yeah, Machete, like I said, buddy, that sounds like a good idea. There is a saying, good training isn't cheap, and cheap training isn't good. Uh, so if you're going into a backyard and doing MMA, I've seen a lot of people come to me from those sorts of places where it's like, yeah, I used to fight in my friend's basement or whatever, and then they come here and you know they trained in their friend's basement for 2 or 3 years, and then they come here and they get schooled by a 3 month white belt or something like that. You know, just more quality of training partners and things like that. Experience is definitely a thing for sure, but I personally would not recommend going out and learning it in street fights. Personally, just from my experience with street fights, like I said, been in one fight outside of training, and it was the scariest experience in my entire life, like hands down. So I actively avoid getting into fights as best as I possibly can. In training, 100% all the time, sparring, love it. But you just never know what people have. You know, you never know what could be you. Then you got to do something about it, right? You can't just let them. Yeah, sometimes it's unavoidable. But just stay safe, guys. Stay safe. Don't go getting hurt. I like hanging out with you guys, so I want you to stick around for more of these. Yeah, that's right, Alicia. There's some nasty, nasty people out here. But all right, guys, I have to finish up there. I have to go home. I haven't eaten lunch yet. It's now 3:30, and I haven't eaten since 8 o'clock. I'm getting a little bit hungry, and I have to go home and do some homework. So let me finishing up. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I had a great time. I look forward to seeing you all. Like I said, I do want to make this like a more regular thing once I have a better setup for it. But this was a great time, guys, and I will see you all in the next one. Stay awesome. Bye.